क्लीं कैवल्य October 8th, 2019. Mornings in the divine Kedarnath Valley are a mesmerizing experience.
Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. Shivoham, Shivoham. Shivoham, Shivoham.
Sri Kedarnath is one of the 12 Jyotirlingas, a portal of divine light. Located at about 11,800 feet above sea level, this temple is surrounded by 5 waterfalls that flow down from the mountains around to join and form river Mandakini. The name Kedarnath means Lord of the Field. This portal was discovered by Pandavas, the 5 warriors, who sought to do penance and invoke Shiva after the Kurukshetra Mahabharata war. They built the first temple at this place. A small hall inside the temple has sculptures of Sri Krishna, the 5 Pandavas, Draupadi, Nandi, and Veerabhadra. The hallway to the inner sanctum sanctorum has Lord Ganesha and Goddess Parvati. The sanctum sanctorum houses the Shivalinga, which is a large, irregular, conical shaped rock. It is believed that Raja Bhoj and Adi Shankara later revived this temple and helped rebuild it. The temple is made from stones cut from the surrounding rocks. These stones are interlocked with each other, with no sign of mortar being used. It is also believed that this temple was buried under snow for over 400 years during the Little Ice Age between 1300 to 1700 AD. It emerged from the snow with no damage to its original construction.
Every time you look at this temple in different times of the day, it has a different energy, a different flavor, a different light surrounding it, a different glow. One of the most beautiful temples I've ever seen. The surroundings, the simplicity of the temple, the enormous energy that's emanating from that. Beautiful. Right behind the temple is this huge cluster of rocks here. Just about probably 30 feet away. So let's go and see what is the big deal about these rocks. So it so happened that in 2013, on June 16th, when the Himalayan tsunami occurred and that entire lake over there burst open and waters from all over just came flooding and there was a cloud burst. I never knew what a cloud burst was until this happened. And the waters came and along came tumbling a whole bunch of rocks and landslides that destroyed the entire village that you see around here. Strangely, this humongous rock, which is about 15 feet tall, 15 feet tall, and perhaps 30 feet wide, or even 40 feet wide, I don't know. Huge, comes tumbling down the hill all the way and stops right here, as if to protect the hill, protect the temple. And the water that comes now goes on either side, so the temple is protected from the direct onslaught of this water. What a great event. This didn't happen thousands of years ago. For it to become a fairy tale, happened 6 years ago, 2013, June 16th. And then this protected the temple to an extent that the temple didn't suffer any damage, as you can see here. Now the temple is at a much lower altitude than this, so there is nothing really that could have stopped this rock. Maybe that little rock, but that seems ridiculous that that small rock can stop such a big one. But somehow this whole thing comes and stops here. Somehow this stops. In spite of that huge torrential water that is pushing all of the other rocks and stones down, it has taken years to cleanse and rebuild all that you see here. It's amazing how this stands at a height and the water flows on either side of the temple, allowing the temple to be unscathed, preserving the work of the mighty rishis, the sages, and the divine teacher Adi Shankara, who consecrated this temple, knowing and being aware of the divine potential that the energy that this temple emanates. These are some of the reasons why I begin to believe that there is a meaning in this madness, a meaning in this chaos that we call life. Everything just is not a matter of chance, a matter of nature. Nature itself is very well orchestrated by a higher intelligence. And that divine intelligence is what I call Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Rightfully, this rock is called Bhima, the strongest of the 5 warriors, the Panch Pandavas, whose statue incidentally is inside this temple along with his 4 other brothers and Lord Krishna. So this rock is called Bhima, the mighty rock that protected this. People offer their prayers to this rock as well. And so will I touch it with reverence and gratitude that it helped preserve such a wonderful piece of history for generations to come. So on this wonderful day of Vijayadashmi, October 7th, 2019, I'm here in one of my most favorite of all places that is dedicated to Shiva, Kedarnath. I've dreamt of this since childhood, and now I'm here. I can't believe how the good fortune, the joy that is welling up in my heart, the energy that I feel in this holy place, and all these beautiful people coming to visit this temple. So this is not one of those crowded days, so it's nice. I went to the inner sanctorum yesterday evening. I haven't had a chance to go today. I'm going to go to the Bhairav temple in a little bit up on the hill. I'm here for another couple of days, so I am waiting to be called to the inner sanctorum for a private interview. I'm hoping that will happen soon. This is one of the most beautiful spots on earth. If you want to come here and spend a week in meditation and prayer, this is the place. You could forget everything and just lose yourself in the highest consciousness of Kaivalya, oneness. Jai Bholenath. I'm just sitting far away, just admiring, just simply idling my time, admiring the temple, admiring the surroundings, admiring what it would have been 2,500 years ago. How did Adi Shankara rediscover this portal and set up this beautiful temple? Who were the kings who would have helped him to do this? So much of history, so much of tradition this land possesses. It's amazing. And almost all these traditions point to the one thing, divinity within. So the temple is over there, and there is a path that goes all the way up to a little temple there called Bhairavnath. Bhairava is another aspect of Shiva, but who guards every Shiva temple. So we're going to go down, cross the bridge, and trek all the way up about a couple of kilometers or so. As the bird flies, of course, it's less than a kilometer. There are many ways to get up there. So we are taking the scenic route, going all the way up and offering our prayers and homage, because it's said that this energy is a powerful energy that guards the temple against natural calamities, against thieves and all of that stuff. So this is probably the energy that safeguarded the temple during the 2013 disaster, when all of this, everything that you see here was wiped out. All of this was wiped out when the glacier came down, cloud burst way up there. We're going to try that tomorrow. We'll probably get a better idea. And the waters came down, and just except the temple, nothing, everything else was level. So today we're going to go up there and spend some time in prayers and come back. The way to Bhairavnath is very well laid out. A nice concrete stone kind of pathway with steps and a gentle slope. So is very trek friendly. This is a view you get from halfway to Bhairav. You get to see the whole valley. The whole thing from the temple to this place is just about a kilometer, and then there's another kilometer of tents. So it's just 2 kilometers long and perhaps 1.5 kilometers wide. That's it. That's Kedarnath. 10-15 minutes up the hill and we're at this beautiful temple. You get to see these never-ending helicopters coming and going. That's the helipad. They have been so busy since yesterday and today. Maybe because it's a festival day today. Not sure how it will be tomorrow and the day after. It will be interesting to make a note of that. And still, if you see, the crowd is sparsely populated. The place is not really crowded. This place can be really, really crowded, I believe. As you approach this temple, you see these little huts. Must be sadhus staying here for a very long time. Look at this wonderful setup here. Surroundings, spellbounding. We've come to the end of our little tiny trek, if you will. A beautiful bell adorns the gateway to this powerful Bhairava temple. I'm supposed to remove our footwear here, which is what we're going to do. Jai Bholenath! A little hermitage for a sadhu. I think he's not here. Nobody is here. He's probably out there taking care of some visitors, doing some puja for them. There's a group getting some worship done. Beautiful, beautiful. They have these seats for people to sit, to remove your footwear or just rest.
Bhairava is one of the aspects of Shiva that embodies a protective energy. Almost all ancient Shiva temples have a portal dedicated to Bhairava, whose energy acts as the protector of the temple. The Bhairava temple in Kedarnath is simply an open platform on a small hill with many rocks having images of Bhairavnath sculpted on them. As we spend time taking in the beauty of this open-air Bhairava temple, the main priest came to the site to install an idol of Lord Ganesha, that day being Dashera. It was sheer coincidence that we were there at this temple at the right time. No public announcements were made regarding this. The priest even asked my nephew Karthik to help him install the idol and secure it in its place, along with a dozen others who were present there.
आत्मपूर्वक महासंकल्प्यः सांब जय नम पार्वती पतये शिव हर हर महादेव श्री जगद्गुरु पंचाचार्य महाराज के जय, श्री पंच केदारेश्वर महाराज के जय, श्री madhmaheshwar महाराज के जय। नैवेद्यं षड्रसोपेतं नानाभक्षसमन्वितं प्रदिक्षेरकृतं नैवेद्यं प्रतिगृह्णामि श्रीसाम्ब सदाशिवाय ते नमः नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि नैवेद्यान्तरविशेषर्घ्यं स्वाहा
Om Jai Har Har Mahadev. Thus, we spent our first day in this holy valley where time seemed to stand still. Please consider subscribing to our channel on YouTube, the KYG channel, so you stay tuned to fresh yoga and spiritual content from KYG. Thank you for watching. Enrich your practice, empower your mind, enlighten your spirit. Namaste. Kaivalya